Hi guys, so in this video let's talk about alcohol and in relation to spiritual awakening, right? Is it bad? Is it good? Can you have some alcohol? Can you have a lot of alcohol, right? Uh, People who have gone through some kind of, consciousness shift or evolved, spiritually, right? uh, a lot of the times have questions about this topic, right? So, does it have an effect on your spirituality, right? And I would say definitely, right? If you are in your awakening journey, right? Let's say you have recently began and you're kind of going through the steps and the experiences, right? I would say probably to stay away from alcohol altogether, right? Because alcohol does affect you and affects your level of consciousness, right? That's why when people, let's say somebody gets drunk, right? You say he went unconscious, right? And then a lot of the time people don't remember what, they're doing, or maybe they would behave in a manner they would never, behave like that otherwise, right? Or sometimes you drink so much that, people do black out, right? They go unconscious, right? And when we talk about spirituality, the big thing is to how to remain as conscious as possible all throughout your day, throughout your life, right? Throughout all of kind of day-to-day experiences, right? So as you begin on your journey, I would say probably stay away from it, right? Because it does lower your energy, your vibration, right? Your consciousness level. Now, as you progress in your journey and maybe presence is there every day, right? Where you're mostly present, right? It's really tough to be present all the time and be perfect and be so enlightened and so awake, right? That you live in that moment every second of every day. That is so impossible, especially for those of you who do have families, do have busy lives, right? So the question becomes, how do you bring that being awakened and that consciousness to your everyday, which is can be a little chaotic, a little, all over the place, right? So, like I said, when you just begin, I would stay away completely. But as you progress, make progress on that journey, and you can see, right, self reflect, and you can realize that you can be conscious. Let's say you have one drink, right? And you can still be conscious and be aware of what's going on, um and the deeper kind of what's going on, not just like, being conscious, right? But being very present and in the moment, right? That's what I mean. So if you have just one drink and you can remain in the moment, and present in whatever you're doing, then I would say it's not a hindrance, right? It's not going to prevent you from something. But if you notice that maybe you have two or three drinks, and that consciousness, that awareness is kind of going in and out, maybe you're very present and then you kind of lose consciousness for a little, right? And just kind of get it back into your own ego, maybe your own story, what is happening at the time, then I would say probably limited, right? If you have a drink and you're one of those people that needs to have another and another and another to have a good time, then there's not a likelihood that you will remain present. It just, in abundance, too much of alcohol, right, will negate whatever presence you have left, right? And that's why when people have a lot of, like I said before, a lot of drinks, sometimes they go unconscious, right? They don't even remember, oh, hey, this happened yesterday, or you did this, or really they don't remember, right? Because you went unconscious, right? And the name of the game for spirituality, right, and spiritual reasons is to how to remain present as much as you can. Not all the time, unless you're an enlightened guru and maybe you live in the mountains and your life is very stress free, it's going to be very hard for you to stay in that presence, in that perfection, right? So I think very few actually individuals could maybe be so present and awake that they have a bunch of drinks and are still in that state of presence. I don't see how that can happen, but I'm sure there's, like I said, some enlightened individuals who can. That presence is always there, and then they can observe that kind of their drunk self, right? Which is very difficult to do, and be self-aware and conscious of that. So I think, especially when you start on your journey, I would give it up completely. If you notice that you're very aware all the time and you can have a drink or two, I think that's okay. But just realize there's a threshold, right? And a point where you will probably, that presence will dissipate and kind of go away. And it's going to be very hard for you to get it back, right? And it just, alcohol is for everyone, but with moderation, and especially on your spiritual journey, it does have a profound effect, right? It affects you in a certain way that maybe you're not about that anymore, right? And certain things are more important to you, right? The way you are, the way you behave, the way you lead your life. That maybe that occasional drink or few drinks is not that important anymore, right? And a lot of people say once you do actually reach some level of profound consciousness, right, and spiritual advancement, you don't crave that anymore, right? Because you're so in tune with life, you're so present every day, you're so in love with what you're doing, right? And just in awe of life, right? The miracle of it, that you don't need that alcohol to help you relax, right? Because that's what it does, and help you be in tune with life, right? Because a lot of the times we drink to kind of forget, our problems, or just have a good time. And what happens when you drink, right, by the way, is you let go of your inhibitions, right? That's what, and you can relax, right? And that's why it feels good, right, to let loose and relax, because you're not thinking, worrying, projecting into the future, thinking about the past. You're actually in the present moment, right? Which is kind of funny because when you spiritually awaken, that's actually the point of it. So when you actually spiritual awaken, you are in that moment and you are in awe with life, and you can relax every day almost, right? Be in that centered state. So you don't need that alcohol to then also help you relax and be present, right? If that makes sense. So I hope this was helpful, guys. And I know a lot of people have questions about this, and I know I did, as I began kind of my journey and stuff. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments your kind of experiences, maybe your thoughts, or maybe your, like I said, experiences from your life where you noticed you were able to remain conscious, or you weren't totally unconscious and wouldn't recommend it, right? So if the stuff I talk about, resonates, and please subscribe, like, share, like I said, comment, and we can, keep this discussion going. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.